What's going on? Welcome back to 100% NUFC. Sharky speaking. I hope you're all doing really well. So what I want to talk about is the news that's come out of Carton House this morning, where Rafa Benitez is giving his media press conference in the build-up to our first pre-season friendly against St Patrick's Athletic. Now, it's not good news for the fans, of course. Basically, what Rafa Benitez said in the press conference is that basically we haven't got any money to spend on new players, and if we do want to buy new players, we're going to have to sell first before we can do that. Now, that has caused fan unrest, which I totally understand. However, I still believe that we've got to get behind the team regardless because, yes, I know it's concerning that Rafa Benitez hasn't signed the new contract and that he's only got 1 year left to run for the 2018-2019 Premier League campaign. Then he can make his decision from there. Now, I say we're going to have to get behind the team, but Mike Ashley, yes, he is a little bit of a knobhead. You know, we do expect Mike Ashley to make really rash decisions. I mean, he's done that since he's been here, since 2007. But now isn't the time to be, getting on the players' backs. We need to support the squad. Yes, it's not exactly the best team in the world, but it proved through difficult circumstances that we can finish in the top 10 in the Premier League. The way you can look at it is, yes, it was a poor season for a lot of clubs. We somehow got in the top 10, with a little bit of quality with the likes of Kennedy, Dubravka. We've now permanently signed those. We've got Keith Young, and yes, they're not massive names, and we do want to try and, get players in, on a good price tag. We don't want to be spending £5 million or £12 million and thinking, oh, that's enough. We want to break our transfer record. We haven't done that since 2007, when we signed Michael Owen, and that's a little bit concerning. But it's all about progression, really. It's all about trying to build ourselves, in that, the new season back in the Premier League, second season syndrome, as they would say. It's all about, focusing on ourselves and doing what we've done last season, just getting behind the team through the good and the bad. Let's not get behind, Mike Ashley. Let's forget about all that. Let's back Rafa Benitez and the players because they need our support, and it's vitally, vitally important that, we don't give up on the squad because this squad proved through difficult circumstances that we can turn it round. And when it was looking precarious last season at the start, we managed to dig out results and we managed to win back-to-back games at St James's Park, and that was huge. Gallagher flags that had a massive say, in terms of how well we've done there last season. The whole performances were key. They always say in the Premier League, if you want to win games, you've got to win at home in order to pick up your points to stay in the Premier League, and we did that. But I think all in all, yes, it's disappointing. There's news about the £65 charge of the new kits, the home kit, the away kit. Now, for me, the club don't force you to buy these kits. I know they're expensive and not everybody can afford them. Now, I will get them in time, but it's all about waiting on, if you can't afford it, why can't you get tops from previous seasons or retro tops? The club don't say go out and buy, the top for £65. And again, I'm not sticking up for Mike Ashley. Yes, he's a knobhead, and I'm not saying, that you should go out there and, pay £65 for a top. Yes, it's expensive. I totally get that, but you're not forced to buy it. And the tops are really, really nice this season. Puma, Fun 88, it just suits how well they've done for our tops. Now, all in all, we've just got to get on with it. There's nothing we can do on that situation. The prices are always going to go up. Apparently, it's the most expensive kit in the Premier League. But what can we do as fans? We pay for it. We pay for the the merchandise, and we pay for hospitality, season tickets, match day tickets, and other things associated with Newcastle United Football Club. And that's what we always do as fans. That's why Mike Ashley will always continue to charge with. And obviously the season ticket prices are expensive, but what can we do? We are the fans. We can make a massive difference just by getting behind the squad and not getting on the backs. Because if we do that, then we're going to have another tough season. We're going to be near the bottom. It's all about kicking on. And the likes of Jamal Lascelles, he's been linked away from the club now. Jamal Lascelles, he's even said that he doesn't know anything about the rumours. He doesn't believe in rumours. He's a club captain. He leads by example. He's grown into a man. And I've always said, on record, Jamal Lascelles will not leave Newcastle. It makes no sense. He's settled up here in Newcastle. He's got everything going for him. He loves the fans. The fans love him. He's got a good rapport with the city. And why would you want to lose, one of our best centre-backs? And he won't go for cheap. Mike Ashley is not that sort of owner. He's not going to, go for £20 million. He's going to go for at least £40 to £50 million, in my opinion. And if we do sell Jamal Lascelles in the future, we would want a like-for-like replacement, because if he was to go, it's going to cause massive uproar, in this football club, because we're trying to build. We don't want to lose players, and that's why Rafa Benitez has been very disappointed. The fact that he hasn't been able to get the players that he wants. But fair play to Rafa Benitez. He's he's stuck with dignity. He's always stuck by the squad. He's always believed in the potential of the lads, and I think we just need to take into consideration where we've come from. Yes, we got relegated from the Premier League, and we've got that season in the Championship, and we only got promoted back in 2017. You've got to remember we are still trying to cut costs from that season in the Championship where there's not really much money. You could argue, yes, we had a lot of games on TV in the Championship and in the Premier League, but a lot of that money is going to go on wages and things like that. And yes, we should have money to spend on players, but we don't want to make mistakes of the past where we're spending £25 million on this player, £30 million on that player, and they're not even worth it, and high wages as well. The North East, we're not blessed with a lot of money, and we're not really the richest sort of area within the UK, and we've just got to cut costs. I know we get 52,000 through the gates each week. I totally get that as well, but you've got to spend within your means of this football club. And as a fan, yeah, it is disappointing that we can't go and spend big, but you know what? Sometimes not spend any money and keeping the squad united is massive, because if we can keep the squad together like we have done, we're going to do well next season. We're going to have the experience, going from last season. We're going to be better than the promoted teams. A lot of fans are saying, oh well, the promoted teams are doing better than us. Well, maybe so in terms of spending money. They have to, because if they don't spend money, then they're going to get relegated, all three of them. So it's important that we just focus on ourselves and not focus on other clubs. We have got a decent squad, yes, and in certain areas there's a lot of strengthening to do, but at the end of the day, we need to start working within the reserves as well. I watch a lot of under 23s, and we need to make sure that we're blooding them up and getting them into the first team. The likes of Sean Longstaff, he's in the first team now, and you can see what Rafa Benitez has done from last season. We were very poor. He's got rid of a lot of the under 23s. He's brought in a lot more, players that he wants to see come through for the future. So the future will be bright in the under 23 front. It's just in case if we've got to wait on and just be patient. Things will come to fruition. It's just all about watching the talent for the future, because sometimes, look at Leicester City, their squad was only worth £22 million and they managed to win the Premier League. Yeah, it was a freak season and they probably deserved to win the league overall. Everybody else was poor, but you just never know. If we could stick by these lads and have another good season like we did last season, who knows, we could actually finish above the top 10. I mean, there's not much of a gap between ourselves and Everton. They might say different, but between the top 6 and 7th, there's a massive gap. But between 7th and everywhere else, everybody's got a chance, of getting into that Europa League spot. Look at Burnley. Burnley don't exactly have the best team in the world. They did it, but it's one of them that we've just got to focus on ourselves, and let's not get too concerned about things at the moment. Yes, if we're losing games and we haven't won a game, we're like 2 or 3 months into the season, then yeah, there's a right to be concerned. But at the end of the day, we've got a good squad. We've got a bright future under Rafa Benitez. Yes, he's only got 1 year left on his contract, but please, please, please just get behind him. Stick by Rafa Benitez. He needs your support more than anything else. Yes, he's frustrated, but he's not going to show it to the fans, because he loves the fans and he loves the club and he respects Mike Ashley. And yeah, we all know that we're not a big fan of Mike Ashley. Nobody likes him. I mean, I don't know many people around Newcastle or around the North East that actually like Mike Ashley, unless you're a Sunderland fan, of course. But we've got to remember we are a Premier League football club and we don't want to make the mistakes of the past. It's all about getting behind the team. Let's stick behind the team through thick and thin. And, together we can achieve good things at this football club. And it's all about common sense, really. There's no point getting irate that we're not signing players, because at the end of the day, you've got to spend within your means. And that's what you can do in the Premier League. And, if we have another successful season again, then maybe in the 3rd season we can go and get some players for the door, some respectable players, that are going to be worth £15-20 million plus. But you got to remember, this is our 2nd season in the Premier League, and it's tough, and it's going to be a tough season to try and match what we did last season as well. So if you agree with my thoughts, please leave your comments as well down below. Also, don't forget to like, share, comment, and all that good stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to 100% NUFC. I will be doing a review for the match tonight, which is taking place at Richmond Park against St Pat's. This is the first pre-season match of the new 2018-19 Premier League campaign before we kick off the new 2018-2019 Premier League campaign. Just say that, I do beg your pardon. But there's so much to look forward to on the channel. So yeah, just a little bit of a reality check video, really, just to check in with you guys, and I want to know your thoughts about your life as a Newcastle fan, and are you looking forward to the new season? You do let me know down below in the comments. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, and until the next one, it's been Sharky. Away the lads.